What's up, everybody? It's J and J with Justin and Jordan. Damn, bro, feels like forever since we've been here in person, even though it really hasn't been that long. Had some of the online virtual type of episodes. We had the little mic, went fantastic with the live chat. A little bit out of pocket. Great time with the Cheeseheads and the Bear last week. So big shout out to those two guys. They came in clutch. One of my favorite episodes. No Glaze either, by the way. One of my favorite episodes of all time. I think my favorite is still the JC one. But this episode that we did with them, definitely in my top 3 favorite episodes. But back in person, back to the original two-man weave, Brunson and Cat. Justin, what do we got going on today, bro?
Feels good to be back in the stew. We got round 2, reacting to all the games so far. We are in the middle of all these round 2 series. Knicks up 2-0 on the Celtics. The Cavs last night got a game. That series is 2-1 Indiana's favor. We got Timberwolves Warriors. That series is 1-1. Steph Curry got well soon with the hamstring injury. OKC Denver. We saw Denver win game 3 last night to go up 2-1. It's a lot of good playoff basketball going on in round 2. It's a lot of stuff to talk about.
I think we should start off with a bang.
Yeah.
Let's just get ourselves out the way.
Yeah, give them what they can to see.
You know what? I'll let you give some credit first.
Give some credit?
Yeah, let's start with the positive, bro. I'll come in a little bit later. Don't worry about it. I got a lot of things to say about the Knicks Celtics series.
Well, damn, I don't even know where to start, bro. This was the
dream.
This was like the dream. Prior to the series, I had the Celtics in 5 games, and then the first game, it was like, all right, the first quarter's close, and then we saw it going out of reach, and I'm like, oh well, you knew this was gonna happen. It was bound to happen, and then they go up by 20. We end up coming back. Brunson and OG were phenomenal in that first game, and the main story of that game was Celtics missing 45 3-pointers. Mikal Bridges getting that steal at the end on Jaylen Brown. And it was just like a come from behind win that was just like, bro, what the fuck is this? And the whole talk after the first game was just, Knicks got lucky. No chance that the Celtics missed that many threes again in game 2. It's going to be a blowout in game 2. Game 2 happens. And a lot of questionable calls in the beginning. It was close. Celtics go on their run. Down by 20 again. 2 minutes left in the third. And the Knicks once again come back. And, man. And what happened at the end of that game was just like, it gave me chills. To come back and win that game. Like, what I told people after the first game when they were calling it a fluke was, I would have agreed with you that it was a fluke had we been up the whole game and the Celtics had came back and it was a nail biter and we just pulled it out with a 3-point victory after being up all game. Then I would have called it a fluke. But the way that game turned out is why I don't call it a fluke. To be down 20 with not much time left and to come back and close out the game, that's the type of shit that we give like certain teams a lot of praise for. Like, yo, like if you're a contender, you need wins like that under your belt to prove that, like, yo, we're one of them teams. The Cavs, I remember at the beginning of the season, had a couple wins like that where they were down a lot and came back and won the game, and we were praising them for that. OKC's had some wins like that. Denver's had some wins like that. The Celtics. So when we do it, it's a fluke. But I just tell people, I'm like, yo, it's not that they were just ice cold. It's just they kept shooting 3-pointers and bricking them. They were taking the threes that we wanted them to take. And shout out to Tibbs for doing that, because that was the game plan. It wasn't, oh, they just had mad open looks that wasn't going in. They're going to make them guaranteed next game. Nah, they were taking the threes that we wanted them to take. Those rushed 3-point shots. And when they're up by 20, they just kept taking them and kept missing them. That's what led us back into the game. And I want to give a big shout out to Mikal Bridges, because all the shit that people talked about him all year was crazy. And what I've noticed since game 4 of the Pistons series is now he has like an extra pep in his step. Like he's moving with some dog in him now. Like he has a different energy, and I'm seeing that. And rewatching that game too, I got chills watching that fourth quarter, because that motherfucker, he answered the call in that fourth quarter. He was the reason why we came back into that game scoreless for 3 quarters and still outscored Jayson Tatum. I can't say enough good things about him. He's been clutch on the defensive end. When he hasn't gotten his shot going, he didn't hold his head down. He just kept fighting through that, and he just welded the stew. And that's what this team needed. Like, when just to keep the game in reach, and if it's like a single digit game, Brunson will come back in, and I feel so confident. Like, when I saw it was a 6-point fucking game, like I kept checking when we was down 20, I was like, man. And then I'll check out of curiosity. I'm like, oh shit, we down 12 entering the fourth. I'm like, all right. Then I see we down 16. Then it's a 12-point game again. But then once we cut it to like 6, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I think once it's a single digit game, I'm like, I think we got a chance now. And then that play that Mikal had at the end on Tatum, that was great. Like, hearing the ball just smack off his hands like that, it was a great feeling, just screaming. I'm proud of the Knicks, man, for these wins. Like, you can't call them fluky just watching these games. Like, this really came down to execution, like late game. And I want to give a big shout out to Tibbs, that a lot of us have been critical of him, and he's really answered the call, and he's adjusted. He decided to switch everything. And with Mitchell Robinson on the floor, it's difficult for the Celtics, and he's forcing the Celtics to play a different game. It's either, y'all could keep taking these crazy ass threes and missing, and you're gonna keep us in the game, or you could change your style up, but that won't make you the Celtics no more, and you playing into our favor. So I want to give a big shout out to Tibbs for that, because on the coaching battle, this is what I saw last year in the Sixers series. Why I said that Tibbs is an elite coach, because the defensive shit that he draws up, a lot of people are not doing that. So shout out to him for answering the call for the Celtics. Oh man, I mean, a lot of it is simple. Like, Tatum has to be better. I'm not gonna cut a promo on these guys, but I'm just breaking it down what I've been seeing. Tatum has to be better. Not being aggressive, not taking no free throws. You have to be better. The shot selection has to be better. Jaylen Brown was scary in the first half of game 2. Only had 3 points, 1 for 7 in the second half. Was a no-show. Porzingis is dealing with his illness. We'll see what happens with that. Derek White is the man I'm afraid of the most. That motherfucker will just be hiding in the corner and just hit a 3 or gets these crazy cuts and goes to the basket. But it all starts with Tatum. Like, he has to set the tone for the team. He is the guy. And I was expecting game 2 to be like, all right, we're going to set the tone. Like, these guys don't belong here. And that wasn't the case. Like, with the Thunder, when they lost game 1 and they dropped that game, you saw immediately Shea and the Thunder said, all right, these guys shouldn't fuck with us. And they blew them out the water in game 2. That was the tone that they set. But the Celtics didn't set that tone, and Mazzulla made a lot of questionable decisions that put them in the situation that they're in right now. And the Knicks are up 2-0 because of it. And game 3 is today, 3:30. Hype. It's a big time game. Most anticipated game of the day, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm proud of the Knicks. Celtics got a lot of things to clean up, and I'll let you get to the promo.
I mean, now I think about it, I have 2 promos. One of them was planned, the other one not, but I'll go into one that wasn't planned.
Yeah.
Named a lot of guys. He also did touch up on him a little bit, but I think he needs his own little moment. Shout out to Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Because, oh man, I really just want to lay down on the couch, kick my feet up, but I'm not going to disrespect your home, Justin, because that's how good I feel. That's literally how good I feel. Shout out to fucking Mitchell Robinson, because when we was here talking about wait until he comes back, Wait until the 7-foot demon comes back. Our defense is going to be great. Like, because we had a bottom 10 defense without him. I said, we're at least going to be average, maybe a little above average once he got back. Remember that stretch where we were top 5 with him just returning? Since he returned, and top 3 literally with him on the floor. But then you had all these people clowning us, the rest of Knicks fans saying, this is what the Knicks fans think that Mitchell Robinson's going to come back. Like, it'll be a picture of 2001 Shaq. Knicks fans think that Mitchell Robinson's going to come back and be Hakeem Olajuwon and save this season. Knicks fans are overrating Mitchell Robinson. Knicks fans think that Mitchell Robinson's one of the best defenders in the league.
If you're relying on Mitchell Robinson, you should just end your season now.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget that this is the guy who's giving Embiid the most fits. People talk about people wrongly talk about the Embiid 50 ball and all this shit, but they don't really watch it and understand. I love iHeart, by the way. iHeart is a very good defender. Most of those buckets was on iHeart. There's a specific game where Mitchell Robinson held Embiid to 2 of 11 shooting, with Mitchell Robinson as the main primary defender. And people thought that it wasn't going to make a difference. When at Mitch's I can't say last full healthy season. He's never been like full healthy. But Mitch, at his very best, 92 percentile defender. 92 percentile defender. But he wasn't supposed to make a difference to our defense. We have won, in totality, Justin, these 2 games by a combined 4 points. Mitchell Robinson is plus 32 for the series. Plus 32. In the series where so far we've won by a total of 4 points. Damn. It's gotten so bad that Mazzulla himself in a press conference is admitting, we're having a problem with Mitchell Robinson.
That's crazy.
We never ran into something like Mitchell Robinson. You didn't see that?
No, I did see that.
That's what I'm saying.
It was crazy for him to fucking admit that.
Literally admitting that after game 2. The series is not even over. And you're admitting that this guy who can't even make a fucking free throw, and you guys are doing Hacker Robinson just to get him off the floor, you're quite literally admitting before the series is even over, that guy's giving us problems. He's giving us major problems right now. And when Tatum blew by him for that last bucket that the Celtics had, you feel me? People, already started chatting in real time saying, this is why, Mitch is over as defender, he can't guard the perimeter. Mitch is one of the best centers that guard on the perimeter.
I wasn't even mad at that.
Me neither.
Because I'm like,
me neither.
Tibbs obviously doesn't want to give up a 3. You live with that shit. And there was mad time left on the clock.
And then what happened in the last possession though anyways? He tried it again.
Yeah, same play
all over again. What did Mitchell Robinson do? One of our best defenders on the floor, our big man, our anchor, who can step out to the perimeter, unlike a lot of these centers, forced him into our 2 best perimeter defenders.
Yeah, he said, come this way, nigga.
He said, come this way. Go to your left, that's fine. I want you to go to the left. And then what happened? You run into OG, you run into Kale, and you turn over the fucking ball. That's what Mitchell Robinson does. Yeah, he don't put up 15 and 13 with 4 blocks like an average Gobert game. But defensively, he is almost as valuable as Gobert as an anchor when he's on the floor. It's just a shame he can't play 32 minutes. I would love to see him have a 32, 35 minute just classic from him. But unfortunately, he's limited to like that 25, 26 range. But in those 25, 26
he's
minutes.
He's big time in those minutes. Holy shit.
You're going to feel that.
Yeah.
You're going to feel the impact on the floor when he's out there. Absolutely just phenomenal. He's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
It might not show up in the regular box score, but when you watch the games, you see how integral Mitchell Robinson is to this defense and that he has been for his entire stint here. The longest tenured Knick right now. Nobody deserves this moment more than he does. Who went through all the dirt, all the grime and everything. All the bad moments till Tibbs got here. And shout out to Tibbs, like you said, too. Being a genius, saying, you know what, I was about to put OG in. You know what? Get us closer to the bonus. Mitch, stay out there. Get us closer. Keep hacking him. Keep doing it. I dare you. I dare you. And anyways, we're going to bring in OG anyways. I dare you. Just get us closer and closer and closer. And the fact that we won this game without Jalen Brunson being a fucking superhero should be scary for them.
That is scary.
It should be scary for Boston. Because like you said, this proves that game 1 wasn't a fluke. Because we just did it with our best player not playing well. We just did it with OG having 5 fucking points. And had 5 points robbed from him, by the way. But we're not going to talk about that. He had 5 points. Cat was pretty damn good. But it's not Cat dropped no 35 points. You feel me?
Yeah.
Josh Hart stepped up big.
He did.
He did step up
Big-time
big.
game.
And like you said, Kale stepped up solely in the fourth quarter. But we did all this without Brunson dropping no 30. Without Brunson dropping no 25. I think he had 17, so he didn't even drop 20.
9 in the fourth.
We did all of this without Brunson backpacking us offensively until the very end.
Yeah.
But we did all this without Brunson backpacking us. Like you said, the comeback, that was without him. So yeah, Boston should be scared. Now you're down 0-2. I'm not saying we're gonna sweep. I'm not gonna be one of these overconfident like Knicks fans are saying we're gonna win in 4, we're gonna win in 5. It's still gonna be tough. We'll see. We'll see how certain guys show up. But man, phenomenal performance defensively. I kind of do want to give a shout out to Brunson and Cat for actually stepping up their defense in the postseason. I'm not saying Brunson's no Drew Holiday or anything like that, but he's been doing fairly well.
Brunson had Tatum 1-on-1 and stopped him.
Yes. Yes. Jayson Tatum, top 5 player in the league, which kind of leads me to my next point. Being scared to go at Brunson. Justin, it's time, bro. I've already been off this. I think this is the biggest indicator that it really is time. Close the fucking door. Close the door on Tatum being a tier 1 superstar. After his past 2 performances, I don't want to hear that Shay's and Giannis convos. I said Shay. That Tatum is in Giannis convos. That Tatum's in Shay convos is what I was about to say. That Tatum is in Jokic convos. That Tatum is in Luka conversations. Because y'all was so quick after a championship ring where this dude was shooting under 40% from the field, didn't even win finals MVP. Y'all was so quick to say, oh, because Tatum plays defense and he does it both sides and he beat Luka, he's better than Luka. I don't want to hear that shit anymore, ever. Because what I've been saying is that Tatum's in that weird position in between that tier 1 and tier 2 where he's not good enough to be tier 1, even though he wants to call himself the face, even though he wants to call himself fucking Superman. Superman.
I was about to bring that up.
Superman, where at this point in time, you look like Robin to Jaylen Brown. You want to call yourself Superman? Now I'm throwing him all the way down to tier 2.
That commercial came out at the worst time.
Because to be honest with you, and this isn't an insult anyways, but my point is, so many Celtic fans and Tatum fans want to push so hard for him to be in that tier 1 group, to be with those guys. All due respect, they're closer to Anthony Edwards, Brunson, D Book, Kevin Durant, and Bron at this point in time. And even then, a lot of those guys I would take over you. Tatum is much closer to being number 10 in the top 10 of the league than number 1. He's way closer to number 10. And I've been saying this for a minute. Why? Because everybody else that I just named is actually reliable in the playoffs. I can rely on you to go and play well, win or lose consistently. Shout out to Joel Moran, too, from Pick a Side. He said some stat that Tatum scoring under 16 points or whatever since 2020. I gave him an even bigger leash, right? I gave him under 20 points per game. Justin, since the 1920 playoffs, including that playoff run, by the way, including the bubble run, the reason I picked 1920, to be fair to Tatum, first All-Star year, finished 12th in MVP voting, All-NBA third team. I think this is the perfect place to start. I'm not going to be disingenuous and count year 1 and year 2. Year 3 is star Tatum, correct?
Yeah.
We're being fair. How many times has he scored 120 points in the playoffs? Any number.
I'm going to say 9.
9? I'm going to give you one more guess.
Under 20? 17.
21 times he scored under 20 points.
Damn.
21 times from a superstar. 21 times. Listen to...
Luka has what, like 0?
Listen to tier 1 guys. Jokic has 11. Mind you, in 1920, this dude was averaging like just 20 points per game anyways. He was still elite, but he wasn't the scorer that he is today. So even then, Tatum's always been... Well, at that point in time, he was a superior scorer, and this point in time, it's close. But even since then, Jokic has 11 of those games. Luka, you said has 0? Nah, but it's close. He has 5. Giannis has 7, including the game where he was hurt against Miami. It's really 6. So let's go into some other guys too. I know you hate this guy. He's never beaten Tatum, but let's just keep it a buck. Embiid has 9 of those such games. Embiid. I didn't even mention that list, by the way, because Embiid's kind of in that weird, like, limbo too as well. He's in that purgatory, in my opinion, stuck between that 1 and 2. You feel me? Those tiers. But I'd put Embiid closer to those guys than Tatum. He has 9 of those such games. You can disagree, you can agree. I know you don't like Embiid. It's fine. They're close though. They're close in terms of talent. LeBron has 5 of those games. One of them being this
Since the bubble?
Yeah, including the bubble.
Oh, okay.
So 1920 all the way to now, postseason only. Now we're getting a little bit lower, right? Stephen Curry has 7 of those games. Let's lower the standards a little bit more. Anthony Edwards, 8. 8. Let's not forget his first postseason run. He was like 20, 21 years old.
Yeah.
8 of those such games. No disrespect, because I love this guy too. This is one of my favorite players in the league. Let's just drop the standards a little bit more. Devin Booker has 12. And Devin Booker is one of those borderline top 10 guys. KD has 2. And then Jayson Tatum has 21 of these such games.
That's crazy.
21. But he's a superstar. I love to check Brunson's too. The reason I didn't check Brunson's, there's going to be an issue because, 2021.
Those Mavericks ones are going to.
Yeah, it's going to be skewed. Even with his, coming out party of 21-22, it's still going to be a little bit skewed. But I left him out. But even then, I'm sure Brunson, since a Knick, has been much better. Even if we take Brunson since he's been a Knick and Tatum since Brunson got to New York, I'm sure Tatum has more of those games than Brunson. I can guarantee it. I could guarantee all the money in my bank account right now. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Like you said, Derek White. I'm not being funny. I'm more scared of Jaylen Brown and this little goblin-looking motherfucker, Derek White, having the ball in the clutch than Jayson Tatum. Because Jayson Tatum would rather settle for a step-back jumper. He would rather settle for any type of jumper over Jalen Brunson. Over Brunson. You have Brunson on you and you're settling for jumpers. My nigga, you are almost 6'10". Brunson with shoes is 6'2", listed. If I meet Brunson, we'd probably be the same height. He's lying about his height, bro. Let's be real. Because we know Trae Young is not no 6 foot, 6'1". So Brunson is probably realistically 6 foot. I might be a little bit taller than Brunson. And you scared to take it to the rack against him. And you're strong. You're not skinny. You're not no Chet Holmgren. You strong and you almost 6'10". You 6'9" and you strong. And you scared to take it to the fucking cup against Brunson. What are we doing? Obviously, thank you, because you're helping me out. But what are we doing? Just being serious right now. I'm just being real. 18 points so far. He's averaging 18 points so far in this series. You want to hear the splits, Justin? Splits are so nasty.
Can I guess?
So, all right. So, Tatum's averaging 18, 15, and 5 with 4 turnovers. What are the splits like?
Is it 29 from the field?
28.
Holy shit.
From 3.
16.
25 from the free throw line. If that matters to you. I'm going to add it all up.
I'll say like 85.
77.
Damn.
This is good for a true shooting of, drum roll please, 39%. Your true shooting is as bad as an average Allen Iverson field goal percentage from the mid-2000s. True shooting, where anything under a 55, I'm starting to question you. A 50, I'm like, damn, you're not doing well at all. You're shooting like shit. 39. 39, Justin, 39 from true shooting.
That's garbage.
The worst I've probably ever seen, especially from a star.
I'm sorry, that's garbage.
The worst I've ever seen from a star, bro. Honestly, it is ridiculous to me. Because, I left this guy alone all season. When you've brought him up a couple times, like, I can't even say nothing. He's a little bit more aggressive. He looks great. This is probably his second best season. His best season is still the one where he averaged 30 to me, which was 2 seasons ago. Whatever. This is what we're getting from Jayson Tatum. These type of performances. I would have loved to have called game 1 a fluke, but game 2, you come out even worse. You look even more terrible. That's embarrassing. Derek White should not be outplaying you in a playoff series. And mind you, Derek White is not shooting well either. He's not shooting well either. And he's still leading you by double digits in field goal percentage. And he's not shooting well. Jaylen Brown is not shooting well. And he is still vastly outperforming you. So what's Jayson Tatum's excuse right now?
2 points in the first half is unacceptable.
It's garbage. We was calling the likes of KCP, Corey Joseph. You look just like them out there, but we're rebounding at this point in time. You look just like them. I'm not trying to be funny neither. He looks just like them right now. This is embarrassing. Mind you, a lot of these matchups are against Brunson and Cat. Yeah, there's the occasional switch to two of the best perimeter defenders in the league. But a lot of these possessions are starting off against Cat, who's known not to be a strong defender, especially in the perimeter, who's getting clowned all season for his defense. And you can't execute. It's embarrassing.
And it's going to get to the point now where we're going to have so much film that Tibbs is going to tell Cat not to bite on that in and out dribble.
Yeah.
Because it's like, and the only way he could get past Cat is if he has that in and out dribble. Because Cat always falls for that shit. And that's how he gets that head of steam. But yeah, bro. I was talking to my brother. I was like, yo, because he's a Heat fan. So he's seen
He's happy.
He's conflicted. He's like, bro, this is my least favorite team versus my second least favorite team. Because he hates the Knicks. So he's like, bro, Tatum's playing like garbage and I can't even enjoy it because it comes at the expense of the Knicks winning. He was like, if this was against any other team.
Fuck Julian. Yo, call Julian down
He was like, if this was against any other team, I'd be fucking happy.
Julian! Nah,
he's at work right now.
Oh, fuck,
But
man.
he was like, if this was against any other team, I'd be fucking happy right now. Because he hates Tatum.
I mean, so do I.
But he was like, yo.
He hates Tatum more than me?
Y'all might be about the same, honestly.
That's tough.
Y'all might be the same. But he's like, yo, I can't even enjoy this shit right now. He's like, because the Knicks are winning and I hate these motherfuckers. And I was telling him, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even scared of Tatum, bro. The motherfucker that scares me the most is Derek White. And he's like, now you know how I feel watching all these Knicks Heat games. I was always scared of Marcus Smart and Derek White. He's like, that 23 Celtics team was like the most scared I ever was. But yeah, he has to be a lot better. The Porzingis factor is still in question. We have to see what goes on with him because those Al Horford minutes, as good as Al Horford is, he's fucking 38 and he can't play that many minutes. Cat is just gonna take his lunch. Like we saw Cat in the second quarter of game 2, he set the tone. He was the reason why I was close. And then obviously the run happened, but he was making sure that we stayed in that game. And then Luke Cornett, if he's in the game, like I'm confident. Like he's cool. Like Celtics fans kind of hype him up a little bit. But if he's in the game, I'm not fucking shivering. But yeah, that's really the game plan. I see a lot of people talking like, yo, Tatum in game 3 is gonna go off for 40. Even D, shout out to D. He was like, Tatum's probably tight. He didn't talk to LMA. He's getting shots up. He's gonna go off for 40 in game 3. I'm like, he's not Kobe. Like he's like the least expected person I am for him to do that. I'm hoping for an OG masterclass today defensively. Defensively, please. Like I'm hoping for like a Tatum 6 for 20 game. And I've been telling people because everybody's been DMing me like, yo, fuck Tatum. Like, yeah, let's go. I was like, usually I'm the Tatum defender, but I love to see it, bro. I love to see it right now. If it's against my team, I'm not defending that motherfucker. But man, this is and I saw one last thing I wanted to say was I was listening to Theo Pinson's podcast, and he was like, man, he's like, if I'm Joe Mazzulla, if I'm the Celtics game 3, I'm not changing shit. He's like, this is what got us here. This is what we got to keep doing. These shots is gonna fall. He's like, we just not making shots. And in my head, listening to that shit, I was like, bro, if they go in with the same mindset of we're not changing shit and we're gonna keep firing on all cylinders, they're gonna lose this fucking game, this next game, and they will lose the series if they continue with that mindset. Because a lot of people can't fathom that, like, we're forcing them to take these tough threes. People don't see that. People just think, oh, just missing open shots.
This is literally the point. This is the game plan.
Yeah, this is literally the game plan. And I've been listening to other pods, bless you, and I forgot that exact stat, but it's like based on like good like shot percentage and great shot value, the Celtics are beating us in that category. They're getting better shots than the Knicks, and we still won those games. We haven't played our best game offensively. That's the scary part. As like, even though we took these 2 games, we've played like shit offensively. We have yet to have our big game. And it's coming. It might be today, it might be the next game. But in every series, even with the talent discrepancy, despite like even the Thunder and Grizzlies series, you saw in Game 3, the Grizzlies, even though they lost that game, they was beating the shit out of the Thunder. Because every team in the playoffs, no matter the talent discrepancy or whatever, they're always good for that one game to go the fuck off. Every other game in between that might come down to X's and O's, fourth quarter play. But you always have that one game in the back pocket where that team is going to go the fuck off. And the Knicks haven't had that yet. Celtics, I guess you could say they haven't had it either. But more of that is because of how we've been playing. And you can say the same thing about the Knicks. Like, credit to the Celtics defense, like that we haven't got it going offensively, and we've still been able to pull out these games. But I'm just telling people to keep that in mind, that we haven't had that game yet. And you can say the same thing for the Celtics. But us going back home, a lot of it is more in our favor to have one of those games.
I just think it's funny that you guys are up 20, back-to-back games, by the way, but you're up 20 in game 2. I was actually about to give up too, just I ain't gonna lie.
Rewatching that shit, I'm like, bro, I don't know how we came back.
They just kept shooting the 3-ball. I was not even trying to be, I was literally about to go goon when the Celtics were up 20. I'm not even trying to be fun. I was literally about to be like, yo, fuck this. I'm gonna go goon. Like, there's no way we're gonna come back. But for whatever reason, I was like, fuck it, I might as well finish it. I'll goon after the game, win or lose. But for us to even come back like that, what?
Nah, just goon is funny.
I really was about to go goon. I was about to turn off the fucking game and go goon. But like, in all seriousness, though, like, for us to come back like that twice, it's a problem, bro. It is a big problem for them. And, you know, it is currently right now 10:59 on the dot in the morning, Saturday, May 10th. Game starts at 3:30. We'll see if our words are backed up or if we look terrible. I'm still confident on the Tatum shit. I really do believe there's going to be a Jaylen Brown game, unfortunately. I think he's going to go for like 28, 29 points. How efficient is it going to be? I don't know, but I think there's going to be a Jaylen Brown game, not a Jayson Tatum game. I'm expecting another Tatum stinker or Tatum below average game, slightly below average, like 21 points on terrible shooting. But regardless of that, man, like, I'll be so fucking happy if we're the ones to really end the Celtics bullshit.
I'd be
because remember,
ecstatic.
They got to start saving that money. They're going to have to clip Drew Holiday. Hey, sucks for Porzingis, but brother's dealing with allegedly AIDS. So
I saw that.
He's got to get clipped too. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, if we're really the ones to end it, like, they're not going to run the East anymore.
You saw what he said? He was like,
Porzingis?
Yeah, he's like, we down 0-2. He's like, you're playing with house money right now.
You're not even fucking playing. You're not even at the table.
He was like,
you're not even in the casino.
He was like, the odds are in our favor.
Yeah, all right, bro. All right. That's another factor too. Not only is it the New York-Boston rivalry, just in general sports, but by the way, this was unplanned too. Yankees and Knicks jerseys, but to take out Porzingis too in the playoffs, that should be sweet. That should be money, straight up money right now.
Hey man, it's a good feeling, trying to be humble.
We've already over it. I'm not even trying to cope and be like, oh, well, you know what? At least we got him in 6, you know? But I'm just being serious. I still want to win. I'm still expecting us to win, even though we really shouldn't. But we've already beat the expectations. Everyone said sweep. Everyone said Celtics in 5. I haven't said Celtics in 6, which is the realistic thing, and it's still a possible outcome. But we've already overachieved because, the Knicks have no chance against the Celtics. Whoever wins this series is just going to get swept by Boston. Knicks are 0-10 versus the top teams. 0-10 when it doesn't fucking matter, by the way. 2-0 when it matters.
Yeah, the way the Celtics been playing, it's like some part of me thinks that like Detroit would have given them some problems too. I'm not saying they would have beat them, but like that Detroit series really like put a battery in our back. Like, yo, we gotta like toughen up. And it's like the entire team is walking with a different pep in their step now. Like, I'm seeing OG getting mad. Like, I've never seen that shit. Mikel's like, he has some dog in him now. Cat is just a good teammate. Like, regardless, like, it don't matter. Cat is gonna show up for his team. You even saw Campaign. He barely doesn't play like that. But when we cut the lead to 8, when we cut the deficit to 8, he was like, "Yeah, we got them." We got them now. So
Hey man, they just dropping their schlong all over them, bro.
Yeah.
And in a way too. So the only thing that sucks is just to cap off this part, we're just priced out of the games. Ridiculously, just the pricing, bro. New York, you gotta fix that shit.
I think I'd rather go to the watch party anyway.
Outside?
Yeah.
I mean, game 4 is on Monday, right? Or is it right? Yeah, it's gonna be on Monday.
Game 4 would be on Monday.
I might just go there after work. I might pay the congestion tax and drive in, bro.
I would rather go to the watch party anyway, because you're gonna have all the real fans out there anyway.
Yeah, outside. Why would I pay $900 to sit with God?
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, you're gonna have all the real fans outside.
I think it's just a shame, bro. This is the most expensive Knicks game of all time. It's not a finals game. It's not a conference finals game. Not saying this game doesn't mean anything. This is a big deal, but it's just like, really, we can't even get in?
Yeah.
We don't even have a chance to get in.
Yeah.
And, like, not to talk shit, but let's be real. On the average, the real fans are the middle class and the lower class. It's not the celebs. Like, okay, maybe Ice Spice is going to show up. I think Ice Spice is going to yell more than the fucking single father taking his 2 kids from East 132nd Street in the Bronx. Fuck no. All right, let's just keep it a bean. But hey, man, what happens. We're not going to be able to get in. Hopefully hopefully those rich motherfuckers in the Garden are still loud enough.
I think it's still gonna be rocking.
I think it'll be way louder though if the shit was cheaper, bro.
Oh, hell
There's
yeah.
absolutely no reason for it to be this expensive. Because I bet you if I look up the Pacers tickets for Game 4, I guarantee you to get in is less than $100.
Yeah, probably.
Just to get in.
Our shit is insane with the prices.
It's unfair.
It's crazy.
It's beyond unfair.
Like, motherfuckers would really have to like if I could probably get playoff tickets, but then it's like, yo, your priorities are so fucked up. Like, if I was to do that,
I would be ridiculous to get that shit.
Yeah, I'd be like literally insane to do it.
I don't even know where I'm going today to watch it. I don't know if I want to go to BJ's, Miller's. I don't know if I want to drive into Hoboken, go to Midland Brew House. I'm going somewhere though. I'm not watching it at home.
But I think
It is too much of a big deal.
I'd rather go to the watch party though.
Yeah, I want to go to the watch party Monday.
Yeah, I would do that. Because it's like, you have all the real fans outside, motherfuckers getting hype. And then it's like post game, it's like you there. It's just you're not in the stadium.
Yeah,
you got the street talk shit.
I might have to do I don't want to say the quote on here. I want to save it just in case I get caught on the sidewalk.
Oh,
the shit that I put in the audio message for the group chat.
Oh man,
shout out to the Knicks though. You want to stay east or you want to go west?
Let's stay east.
All right, so we could stay east. Pacers shockingly up 2-1, man. All I could say, Halliburton in the clutch, he just seems borderline unstoppable, and I hate to admit it. Last night, he was shit, obviously.
Was garbage.
But the way that he's been able to pull wins out of his ass all playoffs has just been ridiculous, bro. Especially at the expense of Donovan Mitchell, who we are going to review later. We're doing a quick top 5 best playoff players still like in the playoffs right now, just based solely on the playoff performances. Donovan Mitchell is just giving these motherfuckers 40, and he did it again last night. And now that he got his boys back, I think they win the next 3 straight, to be honest with you, Justin.
I low-key think so, too.
Because, hey, Indiana, y'all can't handle a healthy team. They literally have a losing record in the last 2 seasons, this season and last season, in the playoffs against healthy teams, bro. Like, come on, bro. Even with Dame Lillard out there, these motherfuckers grabbed a game. And he was 25% capacity.
Yeah.
We're talking about Garland back. We're talking about Mobley back. We're talking about all the boys back. And Donovan Mitchell dropping 40 on top of that. Because nobody expected Darius Garland to come out and deliver 20 and 10 on his return night. But now you got D Mitchell giving you fucking 40?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I think it's over for them. I mean, valiant effort. Series is obviously not over yet. You're still on top 2-1. But I'm sticking with the Cavs, bro. Donovan Mitchell looks like the best player in the world right now.
Yeah.
Seriously. Truly one of the best playoff riders I've seen in my life in nearly 20 years of watching basketball. And it sounds like a hyperbole, but just look at this dude's playoff resume. He's ecstatic. He's box office, to be honest with you, when it comes to watching him in the playoffs. I mean, him in the bubble, going back and forth with Jamal Murray, him against the Celtics last year, him against the Magic last year, him right now against Indiana. He's probably going to go down as like low-key as an underrated playoff performer in terms of all-time greats.
Nah, he definitely is. Game one was like, it was kind of one of those things where I was like, all right, these two teams match up pretty well with each other, and it was a back and forth game, and then it came down to the very end. Andrew Nimhard was on some shit that first game, hitting some crazy shit. And then we saw them close it out at the end and pull away. Game two was much expected. The Cavs are gonna come out and punch the Pacers in the mouth. Went up to a big lead, and Donovan Mitchell did his thing, and the Cavs made it an emphasis like in the first half. We're not gonna let Halliburton touch the ball, like denying him the basketball, him not being able to get into rhythm. But then that changed in the second half. Miles Turner did his thing. They really executed with Siakam having a bad game, Halliburton not being so great in the first half. Miles Turner did his thing in that second half. Aaron Nesmith did his thing too. For the Cavs, Max Strus was big time in game two. He is the guy that, like, holy shit, bro. Like, if I was a fan of the other team, I would hate this dude. Him and Donovan Mitchell, and then Dean Wade was helping you out a little bit too. They set the tone for the Cavs. And that fourth quarter, that was like when shit started to go left, and the Pacers was making their comeback. A lot of crazy stuff happening. Like, you had that Donovan Mitchell offensive foul, then the free throw, like nobody boxing on, like that Aaron Nesmith coming back to get that rebound. That was crazy. Then Tyrese Halliburton getting his own free rebound off the missed free throw.
Dribbling out too, like a madman. I would have just tried to look for like the easiest.
Seeing that shit live, bro, I was fucking screaming. It was insane. And it was kind of rough, like down 0-2 going back to Indiana. But then once the report came out that like Mobley, Hunter, and Garland was coming back for game 3, I'm like, Pacers about to get fucking smacked.
It's over.
And you could see it clear as day. Like, having Garland out there is such a fucking benefit, because it's like you take all that burden off of Donovan Mitchell. Like, those first 2 games, Donovan Mitchell couldn't really knock those threes down because a lot of it was like he didn't have the legs. Like, a lot of it was him attacking the basket, him getting to the free throw line. And rightfully so, because whenever Tyrese Halliburton switched on to Donovan Mitchell, I'm like, Spider's going to cook him. Like, the Pacers have no answer for Donovan Mitchell at all. And he puts so much pressure on the rim that now with Garland being back, it's only going to help them even more. Like, Aaron Nesmith is cool as a POA defender, but he's not fucking with Donovan Mitchell. I'm sorry.
I don't think anybody is.
He's not fucking with him. And Garland, bro, he's really just gonna unlock everything for the offense, because like, even we don't know how bad the toe is right now. I'm not gonna say he's 100%, but even yesterday, he was getting by his defenders with ease, and even that is good enough because he's putting more pressure on the rim, collapsing the defense. Donovan Mitchell got more open looks yesterday, so that's only going to help him out, because Donovan Mitchell was literally doing everything he could in those first 2 games, and they couldn't win, and he looked gassed. So yeah, Darius Garland being back, that's going to be a big help. Evan Mobley is just taking these motherfuckers to work. Like, there's no answer. Jared Allen looking like a big boy. And then Hunter is like, bro, Hunter be looking like a demon off that bench. Is fucking insane. And then Max Strus, there's not a lot of bad things you could say about Max Strus.
He's
like,
a demon.
He's
right
a
now,
fucking
bro.
demon. Like, getting him on that team is like, damn, bro, how the fuck did this happen? Like, they're firing on all cylinders right now. Like, I guess the only like bad thing you could say if you're a Cavs fan is like, yo, Ty Jerome, wake up.
I was about to say. Man, he's selling his bag, bro.
Yo, yeah, he is. After game 2, the talks was crazy. I don't know if you saw that post. I laughed.
Where it's like POV, you Ty Jerome's agent, you watch him sell a 4 for $100 million bag.
Nah, it was like,
damn.
They're like, 1 for 14. You wouldn't start on any of our teams. Fucking Timu Aiden Ross. And I was like, damn. And then yesterday he was He was fucking garbage yesterday. And I liked Ty Jerome, but he was horrible.
He's due though. He is due.
Yeah, he was due.
He's due.
But yeah, I my prediction was Cavs in 6. And I mean, yeah, with everybody coming back, I see that happening now. Like, it's just Garland makes so much of a difference for the Cavs, and they really have no answer for Donovan Mitchell. And it's a lot scarier now. Like, because now you're gonna have a fresher Donovan Mitchell in these fourth quarters, and putting that much pressure on the rim, it's only gonna get guys like Hunter, Strus open looks. Garland's gonna have open looks. It's really, and for the Pacers on their side, like Halliburton, you can't have another game where you have 4 points. Like you can't take 8 shots. Like this team is at their best when Halliburton is aggressive. Siakam has to be more aggressive. Nembhard was 4 for 9. He has to be more aggressive. You're not gonna win games when your top guys aren't aggressive enough. So I'm expecting Halliburton to be more aggressive next game. I'm expecting Siakam to have that. I feel like Siakam still hasn't had that big time game yet. And we'll see if it happens next game. Cause the Pacers want to win that next game. You'll go up 3-1. If you win that next game, you feel real good. It won't be over, but you feel a lot better. But Pacers, you can't let the Cavs win the next game, because if they win the next game, I don't know if I see y'all. I don't see y'all winning another game. But I like the Cavs to win the series still, despite everything going on.
One good thing I will say about the Pacers though is they're performing as a how's the term? I don't want to say win by community. I forgot what the other term is, but everyone kind of is doing their part though. To be honest with you, which is why I want to ask you, how many Pacers players do you think are averaging 15 plus?
4?
6, bro.
Damn.
6 players. Committee is what I meant to say. Win by committee, not community. But the thing is, like you said, it's like a catch-22. Yeah, everyone's getting their shit off, but would you rather that, or would you rather your 2 stars overperform and these guys' numbers drop? I'd rather that. I'd rather Siakam average 22 and Halliburton average his own 22 than have, relying on Nembhard and Nesmith to average their own 15 and everybody basically averaging 15.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'd prefer my 2 stars to play phenomenally.
Because it's like, yo, we need 15 from you, nah.
Yeah, like that. That's not, that's not feasible in every single game.
Yeah.
That's the averages right now, but in a regular game, you can't say, all right, Mather, I need your 18. Halliburton, I need your 15. Nesmith, I need your 15. Like Siakam, I need your 17. Miles Turner, I need your 17.
That's kind of ludicrous to ask for.
That's ridiculous. So you need your 2 top guys to step up. That's the major thing. And one thing I really wanted to say too was big shout out to Max Strus, bro. Big fucking shout out, because when everyone was down and out, for you to step up this much, I got to give you your flowers, and I got a borderline applause for you, bro.
Motherfucker still gives me nightmares.
Stop. We don't got to bring that shit up. Low key though, I want to ask you, where does that rank in terms of embarrassing losses, like winning the first 2 and losing 4 straight? Because obviously the sweep is worse. Sweep is by far the very worst.
Oh, just like in a playoff series?
Yeah. Obviously there's a gentleman's sweep.
I think
this is worse than a gentleman's sweep, to be honest with you.
Winning first 2 and then getting swept?
Yeah. And obviously getting swept is by far the worst. I think this is the second worst way to lose a playoff series.
Gentleman swept sucks. It always depends where that one game comes.
Well, gentleman swept specifically, there's a difference between losing in 5 and gentleman swept. Gentleman swept is you win the first one, and after that you lose 4 straight. Not every losing in 5 is a gentleman sweep.
Oh, okay.
It's just you win the first one, and after that 4 straight. But the thing is, anyone could luck into one game, right? We saw the Magic beat Kawhi's Raptors in game 1. But to win 2 straight, and then we always see the graphics, especially when it comes to Doc Rivers, like, oh, this is your chances when it comes to winning a series when you go up 2-0, like the records of teams when they go up 2-0. Like, it's not a lock, but you have a very high chance of winning the series. I feel like when you win the first two, you have hope, a lot of hope. You're borderline tricking yourself into, like, we're going to win this fucking series. It's not 3-0, but we one game away from 3-0, and that's when the door closed. I think this is the second most embarrassing way to lose.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot of times where teams go up 2-0 and they lose the series. But it's always different when they go up 2-0 on the road and you win those 2 road games. I remember we saw it 4 years ago with the Mavericks and the Clippers when the Mavericks won the first 2 games in LA. And then I'm like, oh shit. I was like, the Mavericks going to finally beat the Clippers.
Me too.
And then the Clippers went to Dallas and won 2. And then Dallas went back to LA, won that, went up 3-2. And then the Clippers ended up winning the series. So it's like you never know anymore. And then, I don't know. You think obviously this actually isn't even a question. Like up 2-0 and losing 4 straight or blowing 3-1.
Blowing 3-1.
Yeah,
hold on. Yeah, blowing 3-1 is second then.
I think blowing 3-1 is second.
It might be first, honestly. Nah, 3-1 is the worst. 3-1 is the worst way to lose. Sweep.
Then sweep.
And then 2-0 and then you lose the rest. We'll call that the Doc Rivers.
Yeah. 3-1. And it's crazy because I feel like 3-1 ever since 2016 has been more common.
Of course.
Because I feel like before that...
Before that, it only happened twice.
We had, the Suns coming back from 3-1 against the Lakers.
Oh, yeah, 3 times.
06.
Suns versus Kobe.
The Pistons.
T-Mac blowing it. And Dikembe doing it for the first time.
Yeah. So it was only 3 times. I felt like after 2016.
After 2015. Because remember, that was Clippers, Rockets, Harden coming back with Josh Smith.
Clippers was up 3-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're supposed to go to the conference finals versus the Warriors. I had them winning the championship, too.
Yeah,
Doc Rivers, bro.
Yeah, it was like ever since then.
I guess
2016,
the 2 Nugget ones.
I guess
LeBron.
2016 was magnified because you had the Warriors come back from one, and then the Warriors blow one right after.
It's been 5 since then.
Yeah,
could have been 6, but the Rockets blew it. But it's been 5 3-1 comebacks since then. 2 Jokic's, Harden's come back, Curry's come back versus the Thunder, and then Curry blew his own right after that. It's been 5, bro.
Yeah.
Before that it was 3.
Yeah.
And it's been 5 in 10 years.
Yeah. It's like a lot more common now, which is crazy. And 3-1 is number 1 for sure.
If you think about it, it was 5 in 5 years. Because we haven't had one since 2020. To have 5 3-1 leads, that's an average of 1 per year, even though it didn't happen like that. But dude, 5 3-1 leads blown in 5 years. One before that, it was 3 in about 20 years ever. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And one thing I forgot to comment on that Pacers Cavs game 3. Cavs went zone. Mm-hmm. And that shit fucked with the Pacers a lot. We'll see what Carlisle does in game 4. Because they wasn't the Pacers in that game. And once I saw they was low-key going on a run, like Nembhard hit 2 threes, I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And nah, that wasn't the case. Like Donovan Mitchell was able to stop. Like, and my brother pointed out, he's like, see, that's the difference between motherfuckers and Jayson Tatum. Like Nembhard just hit 2 threes, and what does Donovan Mitchell do? He fucking attacks the paint and gets to the free throw line to stop the run. Tatum would have just fucking shot a 3 with 18 seconds on the shot clock.
We done picking on Tatum, man. It's even me saying it. We done picking on Tatum. Let's go to the West. I want to start off with the T-Wolves series with the Warriors.
I don't give a fuck about this series no more.
I do, because for narrative reasons, let's close another narrative since we're closing the books on a couple narratives right now. Close the book on Mitchell Robinson not being important. Close the book on Tatum being a superstar. Let's close the book on playoff Jimmy Butler. Absolutely. And you know what? The 180 that the Warriors fans have done since then, too, is comedy to me, if you want to be honest with you, because I got into an argument with the Warriors fan over a live yesterday, and his argument was, oh, but Jimmy's 35. Like, we can't expect this from him. But my point is, that specific dude was talking mad shit in March, talking shit in April, talking shit in February when they got Jimmy, talking about the record with Jimmy, and said, oh, we're going to have Curry and playoff Jimmy, like we're contenders. Now, and I even asked myself, so if Curry was healthy, would you guys be contenders? Like, no, we already overachieved. We're in round 2. So I said, why would you trade for Jimmy Butler and pay him a fuckload of money.
Yeah.
He's a thief. He needs to go to prison for fraud. And pay him all his money just to go to round 2. When you make a trade that big, your expectation is championships. And you told me word for word that you guys were contenders for a championship. I knew not to buy into this fool's gold regardless of their record. They climbed up. They fell all the way back down the plan anyways. Which is kind of where they were at before the trade. And now, Jimmy Butler in game 1 and game 2 hasn't done nothing phenomenal. Game 3 is coming up, obviously, but I'm not confident in him doing anything crazy. I'm not. It's time to close the door on that shit, regardless if you want to use age as an excuse or just that this gimmick is old and tired out. Having for 2 postseason runs, good for him. Since then what? Nothing really. So I'm not moved by this playoff Jimmy shit. I'm closing the book on that. I think this is the T-Wolves. The T-Wolves are winning the next 3 straight, by the way. They're going to win in 5. Ant-Man, by the way, another narrative closed down. Ant-Man left injured for a certain amount of time. Justin, remind me who stepped up. I need to know who stepped up in game 2.
Julius fucking Randle.
The same playoff bum, supposedly. The same dude who wasn't going to buy in. The same dude who, when the trade happened, people said that, tilted the scale our way immensely. Oh, the Knicks finessed them. I said, it was a decent trade for both sides. So the dude who came in the trade package for your franchise legend in exchange, and people were talking shit. The same dude who people said doesn't play defense, doesn't buy in, selfish, all shit, doesn't perform the playoffs. He was the one to play up. Out of all people. Could have been anybody, but he stepped up and he did his shit. So I obviously want to say big shout out to Julius Randle. Gave his flowers in round 1. We doing that shit in round 2 as well.
Yeah.
So far.
Stepped up, gave you 24, 7, and 11.
Almost a triple-double.
Yeah. So he was big time. And I see a lot of people not talking about it, bro. It's like every time Randle has a good game, it's crickets.
Wait for game 4 when he only drops 15 and shoots badly.
They'd be like, fucking garbage. He's like, I'm so glad we traded him.
And then they're going to post Lamar Jackson in a Timberwolves jersey, like how they did Randle and a Ravens jersey, and be like, oh.
That was crazy.
Julius Randle in the playoffs. I mean, like I said, man, the Randle playoff narrative was already overplayed. I don't know how many times I have to say it. First playoff run, obviously, against the Hawks. This man was playing with who, Justin? Reggie Bullock, Alfred Payton, RJ Barrett as his shot creators and floor spacers, where D Rose came out as the second best player in the series.
Mitchell Robinson was starting.
Mitchell Robinson.
Damn, that spacing was garbage, bro.
Terrible, bro. Absolutely terrible. So I was like, that was the first run. The second run, he came back injured early when he wasn't supposed to. Of course, he wasn't going to drop no 25 a game. And anyways, too, he did his job in the Cavs series, too.
Yeah.
In terms of doing the dirty work.
Like, he wasn't...
But that's not on the stat sheet.
Yeah, offensively, he wasn't there, but dirty work, he was there. Like
boards and defense, he was there.
Yeah.
He was in that shit, bro. So for him to do what he's doing right now, I wasn't surprised. Like, I'm not going to say I'm not impressed, but it's just like, this is what I expected because I know this is what he's capable of. So I want to give a big shout out to him. Obviously, we got to comment on Curry being hurt. He won't come back. Did they say game 5 or 6? The earliest. They said one of the two. I think
one of the two. Which means the Warriors...
He's not going to play.
Yeah, which means the Warriors would have to win another game for him to come back.
Hamstring's not a joke either.
Yeah.
We saw what it did to Harden in Brooklyn, so I'm not even too high on that anyways. Warriors are done, bro. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it sucks because, like, obviously, like, I still picked the Timberwolves in 6 games.
I'm sorry. They replaced Curry with fucking Moses Moody, bro. I can't, bro.
Yeah. Like, Kuminga, yeah, he came in, he gave you 18 off the bench. Trace Jackson Davis did his thing off the bench, too. But it's not enough. Like, yo, I'm not going to lie. The funniest part of game 1 was Pat Spencer hitting that fucking skyhook. And if you watch it in slow motion...
No, come on, man.
If you watch it in slow motion, you just see Julius Randle, like looking at him, like, the whole time he's, like, about to go into it. They're like, look, Randle don't even respect this motherfucker.
I wouldn't either.
But it sucks because I wanted to see the Warriors at full health. Just to have this as an entertaining series. But now this, unfortunately, is the series where, like, I don't give a fuck about.
Unfortunately.
Especially with how good this round 2 has been. This is unfortunately the series where I'm like, nah, like I'm good. Jimmy Butler has to be better. And this is like the one downside of Jimmy Butler that some people don't talk about. It's the games where he's like super passive. And he's not aggressive at all.
With no Stephen Curry out there too, by the way.
Yeah, with no Steph out there, it's like he'll lack that self-awareness sometimes where it's like he's not going to take these shots. And we saw it in Miami. Like he would have games where he took like 10 shots. And I'm like, who's going to get those other points? Bam. He's not going to do it. Like this is kind of like the experience with him because that Draymond game 1, you can't expect that. What he did in game 1, you can't expect that.
And Buddy Hield.
Yeah, and Buddy Hield. You can't expect that. With Steph Curry off the court, you're going to lose a lot of that. So it's going to come down to Jimmy Butler as a creator. Got to hope Draymond doesn't lose control because everybody's always saying that whenever Steph Curry don't play, Draymond's trying to get kicked out. So make sure he's in check. And Buddy Hield's going to have to do his best college impression when he was at Oklahoma because
we never seen that shit, bro.
yeah. You saw him at the podium with Jimmy Butler. He was like,
which time? That's been like, I'm not gonna lie, that's been the funniest shit this whole postseason.
What do you say?
Which time?
He was like,
when he was doing the air quotations and Jimmy Butler was like, what is that? Like, do you know what that's called?
After game 1 when he was like, I'm Batman.
Come on, bro. Don't do the voice, bro. Like, come on, bro. First team all mouth.
That's crazy.
Him versus Travis. No, this is my favorite joke. Him versus Travis Hunter in the apple eating contest.
That was crazy.
That shit is ridiculous, bro. Yeah, that shit's been funny. Just like, I mean, they've had a couple press conferences that's been comedy, but I guess that's the one thing that's gonna suck with the Warriors gone. We're not gonna get any more of that. That's the one disappointing factor.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, this has now become the least interesting series.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm still gonna tune in, especially for my GOAT, Julius Randle, who we're not gonna see number 30 go up in the rafters now. But look, man, and that's kind of a question I want to ask you in a little bit too. You know what? Fuck, I'll ask it now so I don't forget. The Knicks win a championship, right? And I'm sorry to go off topic because we're about to go into the MVP series. How many of those jerseys would you retire on the team? Because we see a lot of the guys from the 70s team that are retired that were no crazy like all-stars or nothing.
Like on this current team?
How many of those jerseys are going up?
Well, the captain, obviously. I feel like the season that Cat has had.
And how many years does he have? I'm about to check his contract.
I don't know how many years.
I got you.
But the regular season that Cat had, I mean the playoffs hasn't been the same as the regular season, but he's been good in his moments. Like he's had big moments in this playoffs. Like game 3 and game 4 in Detroit come to mind.
He's also stuck here till 27, 28. So minimum of 4 years with us.
I would say Cat too. I want to say Josh Hart. Cause he's literally, yeah. Without him, like a lot of this shit doesn't move forward, and it's kind of the part that I always like. Sometimes I find myself going back to when we first got Brunson in that summer of 2022, and like up to this point, that was one of like the most pivotal parts of our team.
Yeah.
Trading for Josh Hart in that trade deadline.
How happy he was.
Yeah.
That's going to go in the documentary.
That was a very pivotal part of everything. We traded fucking Cam Reddish and I forgot what, it was like a first, but it was like whatever. And that was a big deal. That was a pivotal part. And because in that Cap series, he was big time.
Philly too. Just from 3.
Oh yeah, Philly. Yeah, that was fucking amazing. I don't know if I would say, not really based on performance. Nah, I'm not going to say. Because I was going to throw out Mitch just because the long tenuredness. Like, he is literally the longest tenured Knick. So, maybe they give him that respect. And then, I don't know. I feel like, I feel like OG and Kale still like. I feel like they not guarantees, low key.
I think OG is a little bit more.
OG is a little bit more.
But even then, I wouldn't stamp him yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But they still have a whole book to write.
Kale would literally have to have like he would deadass have to turn into like 04 Tayshaun Prince in this run.
And Tayshaun Prince's shit's not even retired or ever will be.
Yeah. But he gonna have to have like the production and the moments like block by Bridges, like chase down blocks.
He's had 2.
Yeah, he's had 2 already.
He's had 3. The poster.
I can't believe he banked in that 3 from the corner.
The poster, also the poster too, bro, against Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's had the moments.
He's had the moments in this run to. Sometimes that's all you need. You just need the playoff run, have the moments, and
I'm not gonna lie, I might have to retire all the motherfuckers jerseys, bro. Maybe even Deuce. I'm not trying to be funny, bro. Nah, come on, man. Come on. Come on, bro. Who do you think our pick turned out to be, by the way? Is that we traded? Because we traded Arcidiacono, Cam Reddish, Ante Tomic, who I don't even remember, and the pick.
That pick, could I get a hint of like what pick it was? You don't, like, was it like the 20th pick or some shit?
23rd. Do you want a college?
23rd? That was what, the 2023 draft?
Yep. Do you want a college?
Sure.
Iowa.
$2023.
Let me know if you need another hint because I'm only going to give you one more.
2023. 23rd pick.
Come on,
bro.
that's
not Luka Garza.
Nope.
Yeah, it's not him.
That would have been a better pick than this.
Who was it?
The last thing you're going to get, family in the league.
Family in the league?
Mm-hmm. Last thing you're going to get before you give up.
Iowa. First round pick.
Family in the league.
Family in the league.
Currently, by the way. Not historically, currently. So it's not like they're the son of somebody. Lock in, Justin.
Yo.
I wouldn't have gotten this either.
Yeah, I'm not going to get this.
Brother of Keegan Murray, Chris Murray.
Damn, I forgot.
And that's
I forgot that he went to
Iowa. This is everything we got rid of to get Josh Hart.
Damn, shout out to fucking
crumbs.
Chris
Crumbs. Murray. Straight up crumbs. Don't disrespect to some of these guys. But
and
crumbs.
He's not even a bad player. It's just like, I forgot. Like,
he's just there.
He's just there. Like, he just exists.
It's 4 points per game.
Yeah, wow.
And Arcidiacono, Cam Reddish, who's Cam Reddish, you know. I don't want to comment too much. I'm not going to shit on him. But I would do this trade 100,000 times. I would even throw in another pick if I could go back in time just because I feel bad. And you know what? Same thing with Kale. Like, he's been so great that if we win a championship, I'll be like, yo, you know what? Take a 6 pick, bro. Thank you so much. That's crazy
if you really think about it, because like Cam Reddish not even in Portland no more. Mm-hmm. I don't even know where the fuck Ryan Arcidiacono is.
I'm about to check right now.
And then the other guy you named, I don't know. The only guy that's still there is Chris Murray.
Arcidiacono didn't even play this season.
That's crazy.
He scored 0 points for us anyways last season. And this dude Tomic, I've never heard of this dude because he never came over.
That trade was
He's 38.
Who?
Tomic. He got drafted in 2008. So how is he on our payroll?
That was crazy. Yeah, Leon cooked with that fucking trade.
Hold up, Justin. The Jazz drafted him in 2008, right?
Yeah.
And I guess held on to him for 12 years and he never came over. And gave him to us.
They just kept his rights?
Yeah, but for 12 years?
That's crazy.
How's that even valid?
Motherfucker said, I'm not going to the Jazz.
He didn't want to come to the league anyways, to be honest with you.
Oh shit, Derek Carr announces his retirement.
He's fucking ass, bro. Who cares? Not even trying to be a dick, but who cares, you know? Last series, Justin, Battle of the MVPs. Has anything changed your point of view for the MVP?
No.
That's kind of the first question I want to ask.
No, not at all.
Who's looked like the better players so far in the series?
Jokic, even though
By how much?
not by a crazy amount.
So I was about to say it's close, bro.
Because game 2 was a stinker. Last night's game was a stinker.
Game 1
But
was
game
phenomenal.
1 was all-time shit.
Same thing with Shea, though. First 2 games, pretty damn good. Game 3 was garbage.
Yeah.
I think it's close.
Yeah, it's been close. It's not. It hasn't been like a runaway type of thing. But yeah, that first game, bro, insane. First game was a fucking movie, and what a night that was. For basketball, 2 back-to-back bangers. You had the Nuggets down, and then they come back. I mean, they wasn't down big like the Knicks were, but still down for a good portion of the game. Them coming back. A lot of questionable decisions, like Dagnall fouling up 3 pretty early.
He didn't stop doing that shit, bro. That's karma.
And then Aaron Gordon hitting that 3 big time.
Best Nugget so far in the playoffs.
Yeah, this is insane. Them being able to steal that game was fucking crazy. And then game 2, OKC came out and they said, we not fucking around. They said, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of that. And that was it. Game 3, back and forth all game. It was literally just a back and forth contest all game. And Jokic didn't have a good game at all. It was really Murray, Porter, Gordon. They all stepped up. Christian Brown was playing great defense on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And those 3 from the Nuggets, they came out to play. Conversation might need to be had about Aaron Gordon because that motherfucker's been stepping up big time in these playoffs.
Demon home.
He's been a demon. Yesterday was the J-Dub game. That was probably the best playoff game I've ever seen J-Dub play, and it still wasn't enough. iHeart didn't really have it going. Chet didn't really have it going. Caruso hit some timely shots, but I don't know how concerned you are with OKC. I think you might have picked the Nuggets.
I picked the Nuggets in 7, I believe.
I picked OKC in 7, but I'm finding myself rooting for the Nuggets watching these games, and it's like the only way OKC could beat Denver is if they blow them out.
Yeah,
but when it comes down to crunch time, I'm way more confident in the Nuggets to execute down the stretch. Because it's like, this game was good. It was back and forth, and it did go to overtime, and people will say, oh, this game went to overtime. It could have went either way. But in overtime...
What happened in overtime? I didn't fucking score.
Bro, in overtime, OKC was a joke. They really... I have it in my... They literally relegated to SGA and J-Dub ISO. They didn't run no plays, no nothing. And Denver's been here before. Bro, you have literally the best player in the world. Even when he's not playing a good game, when he has the ball in his hands and he could orchestrate shit, you take that all the time. And with OKC, with that shit in overtime, it's like, it kind of reminded me of the talk when we used to have the conversations of like, especially me, I don't know how you felt. I'm like, I look at Shai as a 2. And I used to not put Shai in point guard conversations. And people on TikTok would be like, well, he's listed at point guard. He's a point guard. He's not a shooting guard. Then I see shit like last night. I'm like, where's the point guardness?
Yeah, that's the thing. I understand he's a combo, but I'd prefer to put him at the 2, bro. It's just that you're forced to rank him as a 1 because you're forced to rank him as a 1. But he's a great combo guard, but I don't want him doing point guard duties. I hate to bring it back to Tatum, but same thing like with Tatum. I think he's forced to be a point forward when he really shouldn't be. I think he needs someone to have point guard duties. Another guy, Devin Booker. Like, can he play make and stuff like that? Of course. I'd prefer for him to have a point guard so he doesn't have to do point guard duties. Like, these are 3 guys who I don't want to see like running the offense like that. 3 guys who are perfect examples. Like, can you do it? Yes. I want you to do it in spurts, not for the whole game.
Yeah.
I need you to focus on scoring.
Yeah.
That's what you're best at. And the 2-way ability.
It's good to learn those skills, especially early on. So now
100%.
You could be comfortable in certain situations, but to rely on that all the time, nah. Yeah, like you're absolutely right. Like Shea shouldn't be the one down the stretch that's like, yeah, I'm the point guard. And this is like a kind of like a growing concern for them now because if you look down the roster, they don't really have that.
No, nobody.
Caruso is not that.
He's not a fucking point guard. Casey Wallace is not a point guard.
He's not
like
a point guard. So I mean, the series is not over. But if they were for some reason not to get out of the series, I don't know if that's something they address in the offseason or if they just say, fuck it, we're going all in on Giannis. But even if you go for Giannis,
that I'm okay with.
Even if you go for Giannis, you still run into those problems of not having a guard. But maybe Giannis's talent, you don't even have to worry about that. But these are conversations that are going to have to be had. But if they win the whole thing, you don't even have to have these conversations. But it is something we're looking at right now going forward in the series. It's not over, but we're definitely looking at that.
Yeah, I think you hit everything over the head. Obviously, the one guy I wanted to give the biggest shout out to before we even pressed record was Aaron Gordon, bro. Like, I know I made a funny joke that he's been the best Nuggets player in the playoffs. Obviously, he hasn't. He's been the MVP himself. But in this specific series, it's kind of close. It sounds funny to say, but it's kind of close. The way that he has stepped up has been absurd. Let me pull up the numbers again where you got shocked, by the way. And shout out to Westbrook, too, who... I'm sure I'm probably going to end up clowning him if in game 4 or 5 he does some dumb shit and costs his team the game. But for right now, shout out to him. Aaron Gordon for the playoffs is averaging just about 19. He's averaging 18.6, 6.7 rebounds, 2 assists. That's fine. But listen to the splits, bro. 49.6% from the field, nearly 50%. 41 from 3, including that clutch 3 ball to win the fucking game. Anyways. And then, this is the biggest shocker to me. 90.5% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
A dude who's never been a phenomenal free throw shooter in his career. 69% for his career. This whole year was kind of an anomaly. He shot 81%, shooting 90.5. And he's doing, and then that's not even commenting on the defense too, by the way, which doesn't show up on the stat sheet. He's doing his thing right now. And the best part, he's not even fully healthy. That's the real kicker. He's not even fully healthy. So if I'm the Thunder, I'm scared. If I'm an OKC fan, I'm scared. Yeah, you got that 40-point blowout in game 2, but game 1, Jokic had a 40-20 game. What can you say, right? Can't really say much. Blow him out in game 2, but game 3, which by the way, game 2, Jokic didn't play well. Game 3, Jokic plays probably even worse than he did in game 2. He's turned the ball a fuck ton, by the way, the entire series, including game 1 where he was stellar. Then game 3, he doesn't have another phenomenal game. Everything's ripe for the taking. You're right there. It shouldn't even be this close anyways. And you still fumble. They just don't have the poise right now at the current moment in time. And that's why I'm not changing my pick. I still got the Nuggets in 7. Does OKC have a better team? Yes, and I don't want this to turn into people saying, oh, but you said SGA has more help than Jokic, but Jokic's, teammates are stepping up. I don't want to delve into that because, yeah, Aaron Gordon is stepping up. Yeah, Jamal Murray's doing his normal thing. He doesn't even look like superstar Jamal Murray in the playoffs like usual, but Jamal Murray's doing his thing so far in this round. But this to me looks more so like OKC not being able to capitalize with all that talent than it does these guys stepping up, which they are. But the point is, they shouldn't even be this close in these games anyways, with all those guys you have over there. Chet missing those free throws, absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. J-Dub came out in game 3, like you said, frying. He had his own 30-piece. But you still lose. And SGA didn't show up in game 3. He didn't even score 20. So I'm a little bit concerned because you're the heavy favorites to go into the finals. You might not even get to the conference finals because you lack that poise.
That'd be fucking embarrassing.
It would be a failure of a season. You win 68, 69 games, and you're out in round 2. And not only that, but the so-called MVP, because let's be real, he's going to end up getting the MVP trophy anyways. The so-called MVP is not able to beat who's going to come up in second. It's a bad look all around, which I guess you could say would lead perfectly into that Giannis pivot. or even, you know, the lesser popular Kevin Durant pivot. But obviously, it would make more sense to pick up Giannis. I'm concerned for them. I know I picked the Nuggets. I want the Nuggets to win. I'm rooting for the Nuggets. I'm rooting for Jokic. But I'm concerned for them.
Yeah, man. And they said it on the broadcast too, with Aaron Gordon. Like he took the hitch out of his jump shot. And even last night, he hit the 3 to tie the game to go into overtime. So it's been good for him. And I feel like they're all finding their stride. Like Christian Brown has been playing real well. Westbrook has been kind of taking out some of those dumb plays. Peyton Watson in his minutes is doing pretty good. So it's like at the right time, these guys are all coming together. And it's for Michael Porter Jr. I cut him some slack because that shoulder shit.
There's no joke.
It's no joke. So the fact that he put up 21 yesterday, I'm like, yeah, that's fucking insane. And I feel like it's at the point where if Jamal Murray has like more than decent game, I don't see them losing.
It's over.
I don't see them losing at all.
He hasn't gone supernova yet either.
Because that's like the key factor that I noticed with the Nuggets. Like, if Jamal Murray has it going, you're not fucking with them. Because Jokic could literally have like 16 points and still control shit. If Murray has it going, you're not fucking with them, bro. It's tough.
How many assists is Jokic averaging
in the series? I'm gonna say 8.5.
6.
Damn.
This is with all these turnovers. He's probably averaging because doesn't have turnovers listed here, but I know he had like 8 turnovers last night. He has 21 total turnovers, so he's.
So that's what, 7 a game?
He's at a -1 assist to turnover ratio, and they're still up 2-1.
That's crazy. And you know he's due for another monster game.
A 30-20 piece. With
God forbid you get the Jokic and Murray monster game.
At the same time.
That's
the worst. And then Aaron Gordon still put up 18.
Yeah, that's like the worst.
And you're gonna get blown up by 20.
Yeah, that's the absolute worst.
Yeah, I'm low on OKC. I do not have
It's
OKC
a lot to be concerned
currently.
about.
I have no OKC stock at the current moment, and I'm gonna keep it that way.
Looks bad, bro.
Looks very bad. Justin, you know what time it is. MVP of the week. I don't have candidates.
This might not even be a question for me.
That's my point. That's why I didn't bring up anybody else.
Yeah.
It's just Donovan Mitchell. He's averaging 41 for the series so far.
Yeah.
240 balls. I think he dropped 33 in game 1.
And even though he lost 2 games,
I don't even care.
Those 2 games,
he didn't even have his whole crew.
Yeah, and those games like literally went down to the wire. They didn't get packed up.
They should be up 2-1 right now.
Yeah, they really should be up 2-1.
So, MVP of the week, my brother, Donovan Mitchell, bro.
Yeah,
looking absolutely superhuman.
That was like the easiest MVP of the week. Like
close to it. Now let's get into our top 5 guys so far left in the playoffs. Do you want to go 5-1, or do you want to go 1-5?
I feel like
my number 5 is funny as fuck too.
Damn, let's go 1-5.
I'm gonna make a switch on the spot right now.
I might too.
Donovan Mitchell's number 1.
Yeah, I'll go Spider number 1.
Donovan Mitchell's number 1, bro. Just absolutely unstoppable, especially against the Pacers.
Spider number 1.
Number 2, we probably agree, is Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
My number 3 is the MVP, Jokic.
I think where's my shit?
And there's only people that's left, by the way. So no Paolo, unfortunately.
Yeah, Jokic is my number 3.
Who's your number 4, though?
Aaron Gordon.
This is where I have Ant-Man.
Yes. Oh yeah. Let me switch that.
Let's say hold the fuck up. Wait, so who do you originally have at number 5?
I didn't have 5. I literally wrote down the 4.
5 is where I got Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon's been the 5th, but Aaron Gordon has been better than Tatum, bro. He's literally been better than Tatum.
Because I wrote down
the third option.
I didn't even write down a 5th. I'm like, I just got to remember Aaron Gordon is in this shit. Yeah, give me Ant 4, Aaron Gordon 5. Aaron Gordon's played like a fucking demon.
Some dudes have been cut are SGA, Tatum, Brown, Derek White,
J-Dub,
Cat, Randall, J-Dub, all guys who missed the cut. But man, Aaron Gordon's been fucking better than all of them. Yeah. For his expectations, especially, too. Justin, you got any shout-outs, bro?
Man, shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Mother's Day tomorrow.
Type shit.
Nah, that's it. Jayson Dominguez.
Nigga stole my fucking shout out.
Yeah.
I'm literally wearing the shirt, bro, and you still in my shout out. You said shout out to the Knicks. So shout out to the Knicks. I'll let you have it. I'll let you fucking have it.
That wasn't even planned. It just came into my head last minute.
I got the fucking ice cream helmet t-shirt on too, bro. Like, hell yeah, and the helmet? Fuck yeah. Shout out to Jayson Dominguez though, bro. 3 home runs, one of them a grand slam. Youngest Yankee to have a 3 home run game in history, which is a big fucking deal when you think about all the guys that played for this team. 7 RBI, bro. I'm still going to give a shout out to Judge because now officially he's batting under 400. I know it's unsustainable, but I kind of want him to finish the month 400.
I feel like he's going to have another streak.
It's hard, bro. 400, bro, that's just been standing since the 40s.
Like somebody averaging 400 for the season?
Ted Williams, yeah.
Damn.
In the 40s.
Nah, that is hard.
I forgot if that was before or after he fought in World War II because he went and fought in World War II and then came back and still was elite.
Damn.
Tony Gwynn came close. Who else came close? There's a couple people who have come close, but it's fucking hard, bro. Like, if you play the show on rookie, you're still going to struggle to do that. Even if you're nice. Like, it's probably easier to break the home run record in one game. In one season than it is to bat 400 in the show. That's just fucking tough. Like, my guy, when he won MVP, which I still haven't bought the new show. I really should. My guy in the show 24, when he won MVP, playing third for the Yankees, I think I had like 43 home runs. I was batting 370-something. 400 is fucking hard. And I was playing on a hard difficulty, too. So I think if I put on rookie, bro, I'd probably bat like 390, but I don't even think the game will let you bat 400. It's just impossible. Same with that and the hitting streak. I think they're going to keep it as that you can't break those 2 records. So shout out to the captain. Shout out to both captains. Shout out to the Knicks. I think that's it. I think that's all my shout outs for today. Yeah. I think you can walk us out of here, bro. I got to think where I'm going to watch this game. Where are you going to watch the game? Home?
I might come back here because my dad's making wings.
Son, Pops is making the wings?
Yeah.
I got to step out somewhere. I need a lot of beers.
If you guys are listening on audio, please give us 5 stars. Please like. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, please subscribe, please comment. Follow us on TikTok at the J&J Podcast. Follow us on IG at the JJ Podcast 1. We appreciate you guys.
Wait, hold on. Shout out to Max, too, for pulling up for last weekend. Shout out to Max. Love you, boy. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, shout out Max. Nah, that's it.
We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.